Hi, my name is Sara Wookey, and I'm a transmitter of the work of Yvonne Rainer, and I had the pleasure of working with a group of students from Trinity Laban for a historical project. The title of the course was Yvonne Rainer Repertoire, Methods, Making, and Archiving. Known as the pioneer of modern and contemporary dance and film, Yvonne Rainer is both an icon and a renegade of dance. She has always done things differently. In this very different situation we all find ourselves in, her work is both relevant to rethinking what dance can be and engaging us to think outside of the box as we learn, create, and communicate in new ways.
Fy faen, har du hørt at fiskeriet har gått ned? At det går an. Hva skal Namdalen gjøre uten fisk? Like, that's such a huge problem. How did it come to this? How did it come to him getting elected again? It always swings. Can it stay on a constant left pathway? It seems like all of them drank shit juice when they were younger, and now they're spewing it out as adults. I don't mean everyone. I know I don't mean everyone. There are so many good people. Maybe I should focus on them, right? Like when the teacher only pays attention to the people making a mess or taking a piss. It's not weird people are like that, because that's the only way they get attention. I talk so much about shitty men and insults, but my brain doesn't run out of stuff to say. But I know it's not as important as the fisk, because that's the real news. But how? But how though? How can someone agree and join a community with mass shooters getting hail and sated? Like, who told you that you were entitled to a good fuck? Maybe if you're a nice person and being a good person, someone would fuck you. But nope, here we are. There's no diplomacy or political correctness to find here, just anger about the right things in the wrong time. Wow, how very poetic. This reminds me of Paula. I don't know what she thinks about me anymore. But jeg vet at hun jævlig glad I mamma og pappa I hvert fall. That's for sure.
Stepping all the time for a long time, and not checking the time, but knowing the time. Can't tell who you are, I just see you from a distance. 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 Hear the words social distance, but it's more like unsocial distance. I don't talk to anyone, I just smile to show that I'm still a human, and I still see you, and to check if you still see me. I'm walking to your house and back to my house. I'm walking to their house just to check if you're still there, and it's okay to come in, but I have to decide not to. And I don't really want to see anyone or talk to anyone in case I forget what it's really like to use my voice. My voice, I think, has got quieter. I'm used to only talking to myself. I only need to be able to hear me, but speak up, speak up. It's a long walk around and around, literally in circles. I can't seem to find anywhere new. I've been to all of these places before, and it's impossible to unknow them and to unknow my way home. Everything inside me goes around in circles and cycles. And I walk around in circles and cycles, and I live each day in a circle and a cycle, and it's really hard to make a square or a star or just a shape with no edges that touch or join or meet at a point, but that would be hard because I think a non-joining line means an end, or it could be a break. A break is hard to find, especially when you're walking. Maybe you want to sit down, but it's not that fun sitting on your own, and it's hard to find a good time to stop and look at things in case someone sees you and you have to keep walking. I see old people taking a break from walking a lot. Maybe it's to catch their breath, or it's just to look at me walking past, but I don't think so. I'm sure they notice me. I just had to take a break from my hand, and it felt like a break from my hand, but not from my mind. I'd like to walk again today, but it's raining, and I think the pavement needs a break from me walking on it, and the sun needs a break from shining down heavy and fast on my face. My skin needs a break from the penetration of UV, and I need a break from thinking about doing nothing all day and actually doing something. I think I walked away from the idea of walking and walked straight back into the depths of my own head without even realising that this whole time I'd forgotten to put my shoes on and had left my keys under the stone in the flower pot. I'd also forgotten to water the flowers in the flower pot, and now I'm going to do that instead of going for another walk.
It is not surprising that Rainer was asked by the New York Times to contribute a piece called D.I.Y. Dance from Your Home that people could do alone or with others in lockdown. In the spirit of collectivity and individuality, we worked alone and together to engage methods of dance making that Rainer used, including improvising, mapping, scoring, writing, devising tasks, and talking. We embraced the absurd, the humorous, and the serious in her work and of our times. I taught parts of Rainer's repertoire work, including Trio A from 1966, Diagonal from 1963, and Chair Pillow from 1969, as ways to embody the dances that Rainer made. We also gave prompts to each other to work with gesture, writing, drawing, making films, and images as a way to notate, collect, and archive our processes. The collection you will see here is just a sampling of the work that we made over the course of 3 weeks. It was both an honor and a pleasure to work with these fantastic students and to share the work of Yvonne Rainer. One of the highlights for me was bringing questions that the students had for Yvonne to Yvonne over a phone call that I made to her in New York City as she was also in lockdown. I recorded that conversation and brought that back to the students, and many of them picked up on that experience and used that information for their presentations. So I look forward to sharing this with you. Thanks very much for being here. Take care.
Trio A notation. 1. Body facing right side, right leg turned in, left hand on right elbow, left leg out to side but inverted, eyes to hand. 2. Keeping hand on elbow, 2 walks to left side. 3. Body face front, right arm comes across body to left side, still holding elbow, eyes to right hand. 4. Right hand grabs left elbow. 5. Arms go overhead to right side, eyes to inside of arms, unfold right arm to previous position, eyes to hand. 6. Plie. Lunge to right diagonal corner, right arm points to corner, left hand still on elbow, look to arm. 7. Shift weight to bend left back leg, curve right arm so that right palm is facing, eyes on palm, then return to lunge position. 8. Bring left leg through to straight, right leg bent, bring arms and gaze down, still holding elbow. 9. Parallel lunge to left side, right arm across body to left side, still holding elbow, eyes to hand left. 10. Keeping head facing left, on releve take 2 steps forward and arms across body.
There can be no such thing as a separation between the body and history, or the body from anything. Everything which we experience takes place through the body, and so history takes place through the body because we are living it, and this makes us the body, the people, history itself. We are not just history as in every event or thing which happens and shapes the world, but we are time. We are experiencing time through our bodies. We live time. We are time. There is no escaping the fact that the body joins us to the world, and every other person within it, making the body, our bodies, the very point or barrier, or permeable barrier, or gateway, or opening to history and life, and time, and all of space. This precisely means that we cannot simply watch history happen, or time go by, or space become occupied, because everything we do and know is through the body, through our bodies, through your body. It is the very meeting point of everything in existence, and can only be known to you through your body, and your relation to other bodies existing in the world, with time and space within them.
That's clear.